If this happened 5 years ago, someone would have been fired, Mr. Big said. But I've changed. It's the new me. If they can't deal with me in dirty jeans... Guess what, Carrie said. Your friend Derek called. He said Laura is trying to get pregnant, but he doesn't want her to. So every night, he pretends to but doesn't, and then goes into the bathroom. And every night, she's watching you and your videos. What a... According to Carrie, the wedding to which the gang are invited is that of the most perfect woman in New York. I mean, she did invite the gang, so maybe she is at best flawed. And she seems to have dated Bob Odenkirk. The brute. The wedding costs $100,000. Adjusted for inflation, this is $197,000. Sextuple the cost of the average wedding in 2024. Multiple people have chosen to wear white. Carrie and co have dressed for the divorce that such an expensive wedding implies. They're also ahead of the curve in terms of attitude. In a precious moment of self-awareness, Carrie heads us off at the pass and makes a self-deprecating reference.
We look like the witches of Eastwick.
I mean, if that film had stuck in the public consciousness at all, I'd be kicking myself for missing it. Hi folks, Editing Alex here. As with all my throwaway jokes, I've rigorously fact-checked myself after the case, and as it turns out, The Witches of Eastwick peaked in popularity in October of 2009, which is more than 2 decades after its initial release. With this in mind, I think it's fair that I retract my snarky comments and apologise. Another sparkling moment of self-awareness graces the script as Carrie pieces together that contempt maybe flows 2 ways.
A wedding this size always has 2 singles tables. We were at the other one.
Carrie and the gang are sat at the lesser of the 2 singles tables. The cantina is populated with characters about as subtle as anyone in Carrie's orbit is allowed to be. As well as the usual detritus of humanity, the bad-to-be-single-at table is also graced with the presence of the Turtle. The Turtle is a cryptid of Manhattan who preys on the stock market and those offended by poor oral hygiene. He's taken a shine to Samantha, or at least specific parts of Samantha. This depressing wedding is almost over, and the bride waits patiently to hug everyone she and her husband have ever met. Inexplicably, when the bride is doing her meet and greet, Miranda doesn't look happy when the bride's back is turned. Probably some sort of editing mistake.
It's always better to marry someone who loves you more than you love them.
Carrie's facial expression here is completely justified. That is an unhinged thing to say at your own wedding. It's time to slowly type the premise of the episode.
People are always telling me things I don't want to hear.
Ugh, I have the exact same problem. This woman keeps writing these horrible columns. Mr. Big is trying to read his evening edition without making either of his 2 lamps jealous. Well, in such dim lighting, Mr. Big, no wonder you need your peepers. Since he loves journalism so much, he's not upset when Carrie calls, and it seems to fix his lighting problems. His dating problems, however, are just beginning, as he now has to talk to Carrie about people who don't marry for love. Mr. Big lets slip that he doesn't ever want to get remarried, leaving Carrie breathless, for some reason.
Why I'm never getting married again.
Suddenly, I had to concentrate on breathing.
If only there was some way of sharing all this information at once, so you could quickly discover if you were compatible with someone or not. Oh well.
You know who wants to get married? Men who miss their mommy.
Well put, Miranda. May you be bound by those words. Heineken beer. Thanks, Ruthie. Over a meal, we go over the usual bases. Marriages for suckers, be honest and open, shut up, Charlotte, the usual. Honestly, if you're taking relationship advice from Sex and the City, you get what you deserve.
I think that a relationship...
Honestly, I'm a little skeptical Carrie's wearing her watch correctly. Miranda is returning to her incel roots, describing a utopia in which one gender is roboticized.
Big deal. In 50 years, men are going to be obsolete anyway.
She's also the first to move the topic of discussion along. for dubious thanks.
You don't even need them to have sex with anymore, as I've just very pleasantly discovered. And I think I'm in love.
Oh, please stop!
Charlotte doesn't seem to want to discuss her friend's newfound masturbatory talents over breakfast. Fair. The movements she makes angrily gesticulating alert the others to her presence. Her fate is sealed. She will now be dragged to a sexporium. Ugh. Gotten very little material out of that breakfast. I am kind of thirsty though. Happily, we do get a little taste as a treat of standing in the middle of the road.
That night, Samantha went on a date with a flesh and blood man.
While Samantha goes on a date, we're stuck at a sex shop.
Ladies, I'd like you to meet the rabbit.
$92?
Oh god, this is going to be murderous to censor, isn't it? At least the shop is inclusive, as it includes a pride flag and the insignia of some sort of paramilitary group. Charlotte is initially suspicious of the $181.71 worth of sex toy she's being presented with, but is brought around when she realises it's pink. My censoring days aren't over when Carrie gets home though. She bravely trusts herself to remember which hand is which as her phone rings. It's Samantha, but Carrie, seeing the writing on the wall, doesn't seem to particularly care. Good for her.
Hello?
You are not going to believe the evening I have had.
Samantha's just gotten back from a date with Jerry, the ambitious frontman of a ska band. Perhaps. He seems to be doing well until he decides to duck out for a quick set. Samantha agrees to wait at the bar. Do you know what a Duchenne smile is?
10 minutes and a couple of cocktails later.
Roughly 4, if our past calculations are correct. Only 2 finished though. That's 1 every 5 minutes. Okay, moderation. Even the bartender feels sorry for her, and he looks like he just got back from a disappointing themed wedding himself. Samantha isn't one to just get drunk at a bar without a pretense, so she goes in search of her date. Unfortunately, it looks like the band is breaking up, or at least going through an experimental phase. The writing's on the wall, so Samantha decides to leave with some dignity. Or at least attempts to. Samantha's almost out when the turtle cowabungas up from the sewers to sit with her. Samantha is devastated that her 10-minute first date with some random guy didn't go anywhere, and therefore is vulnerable and needy for reassurance. Even from some guy she made a point of avoiding just a day ago. Samantha actually does the guy a favour and points out his bad breath. Good for her for having an uncomfortable conversation for the benefit of someone else. Okay, that's kind of courageous.
Samantha was impressed. The turtle had attempted a joke.
Samantha being impressed over the attempt of a joke is a bit sad though, so maybe it's just averaging out in this interaction.
He's a cute little fixer-upper.
Sweetheart, he's a man, not a brownstone.
Carrie valiantly tries not to objectify him, but at this point in the 90s I can firmly say, who cares anymore? Let's just get this done with in as few words as possible. These pajama bottoms are an absolute mess. An elephant in a hat? I think that says mystery?
In a city of great expectations, is it time to settle for what you can get?
Carrie wears Dad's bathrobe to meet Brooke, the bride from the wedding. Brooke is returning her gifts and commenting on them, for store credit and street credit respectively.
Is there any way you can melt them down into one decent gift?
I don't know how long that honeymoon ended up being, but as long as the groom survived any accidents, I guess if it's a bit short, that's the least of our problems. Carrie asks the newlywed if she's happy, and then makes a face.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, just, I'm happy for you.
A testament to subtlety all round. For what it's worth, Brooke says she is happy, but that could be the endorphins from ripping her friends and family a new one behind their backs. Brooke does her damnedest to tumble out something defeatist.
One day John's out of the picture and we're happy just to have some guy who can throw around a frisbee.
And I have to commend the director for choosing this take over all others. forsaking them even. They run into Samantha, who's out shopping with her new protege, the Turtle. Samantha's idea of men's fashion is Neo. Of everyone to emulate, a man who can dodge bullets is an aspirational choice, given his company.
Wow, he looks great.
Doesn't he?
He sure does. He's a regular John.
John.
My Zen teacher once told me that there was nothing like yoga to quiet a busy mind.
Carrie, you absolutely do not have a Zen teacher. Stop that. Charlotte and Carrie are at yoga, and Charlotte plays a cheeky prank on Carrie.
What? I think I broke my vagina. Oh, sorry, my pointed arm.
Charlotte decides that her journey to self-discovery would be meaningless if she didn't share it with someone.
I'll never be able to enjoy sex with a man again. It's like every time, boom. I mean, I'm scared. What am I gonna do?
Well, you know.
That unlucky someone is Carrie, and by extension, us. Charlotte, an adult woman, lies about expecting a phone call so she can skip out on the ballet with Carrie. Carrie is under no illusions. Charlotte's staying home to I'm honest, is this empowering or not? Charlotte's soft, focused lie gets her out of that evening's performance of Sleeping Beauty, so I guess it was empowering. The sleeping bullet goes to Stanford instead. For his troubles, Stanford takes a stray from Carrie.
I invited Stanford to the ballet. I knew he was available.
Carrie, you were ditched with prepaid tickets so a woman in her 30s could stay home and herself. Okay, what's less surprising, the personal ad Stanford's placed in the paper, in which he compares himself to Ed Harris, has been unsuccessful. I hope the ad below that of Mr. Harris's goes unfulfilled. Stanford's only street corner date is unsuccessful, but you have to admit it's very time efficient.
Stanford. Yes? Sorry.
Less than 10 seconds, that's pretty good. If it's any consolation, it looks like Santa got stood up to. Stanford's rejection sends him spiraling into straightness. Or at least Carrie. Stanford needs to be married in order to receive his grandmother's gold. Inheritance. In service of this noble goal, he turns to Carrie for beard duty. Stanford's grandma doesn't believe in gay, which in the context of this story seems a bit redundant. From the looks of it, he can't find a man who would marry him, even if his grandmother wasn't a raging homophobe. Nobody finds him attractive. Every marriage of his would be a lie. After another aggressively experimental scene transition,
Hot men in tights.
Carrie and Mr. Big are canoodling, when Carrie decides that the place for her finger is inside Mr. Big's mouth. Carrie's in a playful mood, so she tells Mr. Big about her marriage proposal. She is so playful that she doesn't lead with the fact that her would-be fiancé is gay. Carrie brings the potential fight to a simmer before Mr. Big takes it off the heat by revealing he knows Stanford personally, and his sexuality. Stanford's. And presumably his own. The point is, Mr. Big knows Stanford. New York famously has that cozy small-town vibe. Carrie is getting ready to meet Miranda and Charlotte for a gallery opening. She gets a call from Charlotte saying she can't make it. Her voice is an octave deeper than usual.
Carrie, it's Charlotte. Oh, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna have to cancel.
That's a bad sign. Oh, let me guess. Charlotte's backing out so she can...
Yeah, I'm totally wiped out.
Yep. What's that on a nightstand? It looks like a pack of Doritos. Jacks with no ball. Carrie and Miranda Tarantino their way over there in a jiffy.
But you guys have fun, though.
There was only one thing to do. A rapid intervention.
Come on, let's go!
They're there to confront Charlotte about missing a possible work obligation.
You're the one who made me get it.
I thought you could handle it. You're right.
I wouldn't touch a friend's sex toy with gloves on. Charlotte surrenders the toy, but Miranda's forgotten to swing by and pick up some sandwich bags. No matter, it can just go in the bag as is. It's probably clean. Or at least dry. I hope. Carrie and Miranda now shake each other's hands, completing the ritual. They are now bound by an unbreakable oath. Poor Mr. Big, he shared a cigarette with that woman. Ew. Samantha is out for dinner with the turtle, and things are not going well. He starts listing mushrooms for dinner conversation, which apparently women don't like. I guess I'll cross it off my list then. Samantha, empowered by her correct watch wearing, decides that enough is enough. Samantha gets up and walks out of this guy's life forever, to the relief of everyone. Even the turtle, who can start his shtick on the next woman sitting next to him. I like circular storytelling. Well done. Carrie decides to meet with Stanford's grandmother, who is unfortunately under the impression that Carrie is a writer. Stanford, one lie to Grandma at a time, okay? Grandma starts talking about how she gave up her career to have kids. And asks Carrie if she would one day want to have children. Carrie looks at the pictures on the mantel, the family home, the charade of a morning tea propelled into reality by a grandson who wants his grandma's money, and a grandma too homophobic to give him any, to the point where the grandson feels compelled to lie about something fundamental about himself. The needless marriage to certify the pseudo-relationship implied by going along with all of this. The looming implication that any child born of this marriage of convenience would need to stay closeted to their family about every relationship in their own home while grandma is still alive. Why wouldn't Carrie want to bring a child into that? Carrie says she does want kids, and Grandma sends Stanford to go get some matches, presumably to end this madness once and for all. Oh, never mind, the matches are for a cigarette. And the madness is just beginning. Grandma knows very well that Stanford is gay. I guess the wedding is for her own perverse entertainment then. That's a shame. I think a child would have thrived in this environment. Mr. Big, Spoon Big. I don't know why, but this just got me. I had a bit of a chuckle. He's got such a big spoon. Huddled amongst the whisks, he and Carrie are cooking a red sauce. Mr. Big shares Mr. Spoon with Carrie, a great honour.
What do you think?
Carrie decides it's time to tell Mr. Big that she does want to get married, and it's a deal breaker. Just remember, Carrie, whatever you do, don't tell him you want kids too. One thing at a time. One agonizing thing at a time. Mr. Big, listening, goes back for more sauce.
I mean, maybe not today, but I don't want to... I can't date somebody that won't. You know, what's the point?
Something about that pot of sauce really makes me chuckle. I can't get enough. The wisdom imbued by the sauce gives Mr. Big a confusing metaphor about their relationship.
I mean, it's all in the timing. You gotta brown the garlic before you put in the onions. Know what I mean?
He feeds Carrie yet more sauce. Carrie half-heartedly tries to make sense of all of this in her inner monologue.
My Zen teacher also said, the only way to true happiness is to live in the moment and not worry about the future.
Turns out, not getting married isn't a deal breaker after all. What was the point? If that's... Carrie, what was the point of all of this? For what it's worth, Carrie's Zen teacher is canonically dead.
Of course he died penniless and single.
Great work by Sabrina Wright this episode. That spoon was a big help. Oh, and the second clown. Oh, what a sode. Maybe that's what the point of this episode was. To show us another clown. Again. Samantha was borderline civil this episode. She helped the turtle, or at least tried to, and gave him some actionable advice.
Your breath.
I know.
I'm not even going to hold the abandoned dinner against her. The evening was over, she knew it, and a little white lie just sped things along. She even tells boring people to shut up.
It has to be based on honesty and communication.
Okay, so that's just stupid.
Miranda didn't really do anything this episode, except sulk at someone's wedding, which at least wasn't her own.
Who cares?
2 hours later, we were bored.
Oh, she did confiscate that vibrator, so the bag burning that she would have to do afterwards, that's a bit wasteful. Charlotte stayed home to Don't ditch your friends to stay home and You're a grown woman. It's rude to make plans and cancel them, so you Carrie was complicit in defrauding elderly homophobes, which I'll call ethically neutral. What was most frustrating this episode was the show's need for Carrie to dissect her relationship with Mr. Big piecemeal, one issue at a time. Maybe it's too harsh to blame the characters for the show's direction, but I'm getting a bit tired of these idiot plots, aren't you? Wouldn't it be lovely to depict some sort of communication?
If you were 25, that would be adorable, but you're 32 now, so that's just stupid.
That being said, it was a pretty benign episode, especially since the source material is often a lot more cloying, desperate, and kinda sad. It's kinda sad, I know that.